Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pounds. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown. Touchdown. 8th floor. Come down. Hotel. Lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m. Check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest. No recess in my schedule. Mama used to serve vegetables. Now half the meals got tentacles. Half the errands need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it. That's what happens when you got dreams closer than a match. And plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking. They don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. And I don't need you to okay it. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pounds. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown.
They can't take it to 10.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get this off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings. I would never underestimate. Oh, baby. You're wrong. Everything. Of the day, I'ma leave, I'ma speak, I'm sick in the head, come on, come on. Oh baby, my bets are off, everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off, everything was better off. Tell the risk I was never at the end, I would never get this off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh baby, my bets are off, everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off, everything was better off. Yeah.
We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Go. Hey, just now.
2nd and 14. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Quentin Williams in there to bury him for a loss of 11. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Flip it. Green, come and Easy.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. Tackle made there by Eric Rowe.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Get ready. Mike.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Winston, he'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And all the way in, touchdown, New York. Paul Richardson, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
Check three.
Protein spill.
57, run. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Let's go.
They'll set up to throw.
Run.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
Come on, set.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Second and 3. And incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground.
80 weapons.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 25 yards that time.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
General West. Big grip.
They'll look to throw. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end. This is Mixon on the draw. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
6-6, pull it high. Hey, exit.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Here's 2nd and 8. Flush to his right. The ball comes out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
Hey, Zoo. Get it.
They'll look to throw here. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now. And this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Ready. Blue ready.
Big stop, let's go. Right. He's done.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Check. Kill. Check the backer. Switch. Slam.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Winston eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
White. Delta. Hey, let's get him some verses. Let him go.
From the gun, Winston. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Line of scrimmage, again, the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get
they?
a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now Joe Mixon. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Quinnen Williams able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone. Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down and 4, Winston into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
down. 30 base.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. 53.
Second and 15. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on. Almost an interception there defensively. Instead, it brings up fourth.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Hey, stop.
Right there in the middle. 55.
We own them. We own straight. Let's go.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Ready? 525.
Eat. Here we go. Back.
No. Sunday.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to fourth down. Here's Britton Colquitt now. 2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Let's go.
At their own 15-yard line.
Ready?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you put something out there, you're giving yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 14-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Ready? You ready? Check 55, Mike. 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Watch the clock, motion, pop. Let him go.
Winston on 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Returnable for Grant.
That's it, baby. We don't work.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, watch the shift. 5-0. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Check. Showing it. Hey, switch gears. Let's go.
Following the interception, Winston. And he's got his man on the comebacker. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Ready? Green, come and see. Check. Crunch. Easy. Green, come and see. Heavy.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Check 13. 36. Easy. Hey. Mike 55.
Jameis to throw it. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Raekwon McMillan. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now Winston. Complete. Richardson has it. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll go again with Bell.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Money, 125. Flip it. Switch it.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's bring it. Check, 55's the mark.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. And he's got his man on the out route.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Now a pass taken in by the tight end Herndon. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. Now a first down carry by Bell. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Flip it. Check Mike 33.
First down, Winston. He'll let this go for the end zone. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Brashad Perriman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Again, it's Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Elsewhere, NFL scoreboard, third quarter now in Tennessee. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Emmanuel Ogbah, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. This is Bell. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with third down coming up. On third down, Winston. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Go.
On play action, they'll throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And this is Parker, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 23 yards on the play.
And the Dolphin first down.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here on EA Sports. They're going to look to throw. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Got a man, it's complete, Williams. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 17-yard line. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. That is caught by Williams. Touchdown, Miami. Preston Williams, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Pilot, 64, weak.
They'll let Mixon try and run it in. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Winston. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
The Jets on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now Bell. And the lane closes quickly for Bell, and he did not make it. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. Shit. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
It's our time. Check, check. Easy. Hey. Check 50. Easy. Check 50. Choose the mic. Let's go. It's time to play. Easy. Hey. Let's go.
They'll go for it with Bell. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. Le'Veon Bell stops short of the line to gain. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. This is caught by Williams. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain. He'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. Parker unable to get that one.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Bell. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Winston. And it's caught by Herndon. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it with Bell. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Bell. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. On 3rd down, here's Bell. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation? And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And that disastrous play, partner, is ultimately going to seal their fate in this one, isn't it?
It certainly is, because they give up the 2 points, but that's not really what did it. It's having to give up the football. And because they gave up the football, guess what? The other team now can take the ball and close this game out.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural.
Yeah,
but
I like where we're going with this, though. You say one to represent, like the best player of all that. And I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.